Hello children. Today we are going to continue with formation of compounds. Yesterday I was showing you some of the compounds. Suppose I take water. Then what is water here? Water has got H2O. How do we get H2O? Hydrogen. Or hydrogen has got valency 1, oxygen has got valency 2, they crisscross and it becomes H 2 goes to H and O. Now here the bond becomes how many hydrogen? 2. So oxygen has valency 2. So it can take one hydrogen here and one hydrogen here. Hydrogen has got valency 1. So it shares. This sharing we will talk afterwards. Just know how it is happens. It happens. Then comes carbon dioxide. If I take carbon dioxide here, carbon dioxide is CO2. Carbon has got valency 4 and oxygen 2. So this is again crisscross. You will get C2O4. This cancels 2. So our compound is CO2. Here also we get compound CO2. In this way we will make some of the these compounds are formed. Now when it comes to H2SO4, when I say H2SO4, this is sulfuric acid. How do we get it? Hydrogen has got valency 1 and sulfate has got valency 2. Now you will ask me, ma'am, what is this SO4? This is a compound radical which acts as a compound radical which acts as a single unit. Now here it will have it. This will also crisscross and then we will get H2SO4. Now here I have spoken of radical. Okay. Now what ions and radicals? This we will speak. Then we will do some more compounds. Suppose nitric acid, HNO3 is nitric acid. Hydrogen has got valency 1 and nitrate has got valency 1. So they crisscross and then we get HNO3. Anything you take, phosphor H3PO4, H3PO4, phosphoric acid. Here also hydrogen has got valency 1 and PO4 phosphate has got valency 3. So this goes here and this goes here. So H3PO4. Now this type of things we are studying. Yes, we are studying all these things. The compounds are formed in this manner. Now when I am talking about PO4, SO4, HNO3, then I am talking again about ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. You will say, what is this? Now NH4 has got valency 1 and OH also has got valency 1. It will go here, this will go here, crisscross, and HNO4OH. So this compound is formed. Now you will tell me how this compound is formed. Okay, compound is formed. Now we will come to the ions, will come to radicals. Now here I have told you that when a metal always loses electrons. So suppose I take lithium, sodium, potassium, they lose electron. One electron, they lose one electron, and then they become what? Sodium, lithium minus plus 1, and this is here also sodium 1 plus. Here can you see, this is sodium plus 1 and lithium. Then again for potassium it is potassium plus 1. Now here when they are losing, they are gaining some charge. Now here radicals. We will talk about radicals. What are radicals? First, radicals are charged atoms. Charged atoms. And this atom may be of the same type or they may be of different types. Single atom or it can be more than single atom. If I talk about suppose I take hydrogen. Hydrogen loses one electron. This is a radical, single or simple radical. When I talk about NH4, this is also has got a positive charge, but it is a compound radical. This is a simple radical, and this is a compound radical. So what is the definition of radical? That it is an atom or atoms, or it may be a group of atoms which are charged and they act as a single unit. The important thing is that it acts as a single unit. So this is so here it acts as a single. What is radical? It acts as a single unit. Now here I will say, suppose I have spoken about, see, metals will always have first two group 1 and group 2 will have valency 1, group 1 and group 2 will have elements, whatever elements they have here, they will have valency 1 and this is valency 2, and these valencies are all positive valencies. So here first group is hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, like this. Then here we get, in the second group we get beryllium, then we will get calcium, all these things we will get, and here the valency will be 2. Whatever valency we take, for group 2 the valency will be 2 plus, and this first one will be 1 plus. Okay, now when I say that I'm talking about ammonia, it is a compound radical, only radical which is positively charged. It is a basic radical. It comes from a base, ammonium hydroxide. Okay, and these are basic radicals. Now if I take sulfate has got valency 2 minus. Why? Because this has got valency 2 and this is an acidic or acid radical, so it comes from sulfuric acid. So here we will say 2 minus. Now HNO3 has got valency minus 1 minus. NO3 1 minus. Then then comes sulfite. Here I say SO3. This also has got 2 minus. This is sulfite. This is ite. Can you see? I don't know whether ite, and this is 8. This is 8. So nitrite. Okay, and then this is nitrate. 8 nitrate. NO2 is nitrite, ite. Like this you will see there are all the compound radicals that we are going to study till class 10 are all negative um, radicals, and this is the only one which has got positive. It's a positive radical. And then comes about some valencies. I will here this type of you will get chlorate, hypochlorate, perchlorate. All these things you will get in the textbook. They will all have, suppose I write ClO2 and then I write ClO3 and ClO4 and ClO. All these things here you will see that these elements are having, these radicals are having the valencies are given as so you will have here what else, chlorite, this is chlorite, this is chlorite, then this will be this will be hypochlorite, then here you will get chlorate, this is chlorate, and this is metachlorate. You will get, or this will be perchlorate here, perchlorate. And here a very important thing, how you will remember, suppose I say H2O2, this is what? Hydrogen peroxide. So hydrogen peroxide, per is one more, so perchlorate, one more oxygen. This is chlorate, this is chlorite, the way nitrite, sulfite. So this is, and one less than 2, then it comes hypochlorite. Hypo is less and hyper is more. So here this way you will study. Then there are many other like suppose you have MnO4, potassium permanganate, from there we have 1 minus. This is also a compound radical. Then we have elements like carbonic acid, I have said. Okay, now sulfate is 2 minus, but if I write bisulfate, then the valency becomes 1 minus. Why? Because we have taken a hydrogen sulfate. So when we write sodium bisulfate, at that time sodium has got valency 1 and hydrogen sulfate, this bisulfate also has valency 1, so sodium bisulfate is like this. Then comes but when we write sodium sulfate, we will write this is 1 and this is 2, so it will be Na2SO4, correct? Okay, now I suggest for the variable valency, what you do, you make a chart. Suppose there are many elements which have got 2 valencies. So what you do, you start with some of these elements. You start from anywhere, but you have to remember them in a very comfortable manner. Like for lead, Pb, it has got plumbus, plumbic 2 and 4. For silver, it is 1 and 2. For gold, it is 1 and 3. Now here, lead, silver, gold, these are metals, so their valency will be positive. Here the valencies will be positive. These are all positive valencies. Here again you can write for there are some valencies for the compound radicals. You have to study and practice, that is the only way. And to remember the valencies, when the elements have two valencies, I told you small is us and big is ik. So you study in this way. See here Pb2 and Pb4. So they write it like this. 2 like this and 4 they write like this. Nowadays in the modern style they write like this. You can do it that way also, but you remember this is us and this is ik. But here this is us and this is ik. One argentum, or you say silver only. Silver is 1 us and 2 ik. Then comes gold us and this is 3 is ik. Then you can take any other copper. Copper is again 1 and 2. See, 1 copper is 1 and silver is and copper 1 us and this is ik. So what you do, the elements which have two valencies you write down in a in one page, and you don't separate them. It's given in the textbook in a separated form, but you bring them together and you will remember, oh, these elements will have two valencies, us and ik. That will be a very easy way to remember. Next day, next video, I'm going to teach you about what is that called? Writing the chemical formula and then balancing, then molecular weight or relative molecular mass and relative atomic mass. All these things I'm going to study, teach you. Okay, so thank you children for the day. Thank you.